This will be part 3 of the truth about God, LORD, and Jsuspect. Now, this is more or less going to just be combining, or more or less proving, religion. Now, if you go to Mark chapter 5, verse 9, and I say that with a question mark because I'm not 100% sure. Yes. Mark 5, verse 9. Kusua Kongo, the Messiah, asked him, "What is your name?" We'll just go back up. Okay, so chapter 5, verse 6 of Mark. Mark chapter 5, verse 6. The man saw the Messiah at a distance, so he ran to the Messiah, bowed down in front of him, and shouted, "Why are you bothering me now? The Messiah, son of the Most High nZambi." Then he said, "Take an oath to nZambi that you won't torture me." He shouted this because the Messiah said, "You evil spirit, come out of the man." The Messiah asked him, "What is your name?" And he told the Messiah, "My name is Legion, because there are many of us." He begged the Messiah not to send him out of the territory. Now these were evil spirits because look, if you go a large herd, verse 11, a large herd of pigs was feeding on the mountainside nearby. The demons begged him, "Send us into the pigs, let us enter them." The Messiah let them do this. The evil spirits came out of the man and went into the pigs. A herd of about 2,000 pigs rushed down the cliff into the sea and drowned. So the spirits that were possessed, this man was possessed with evil spirits. The Messiah goes up to the man, says, "What's your name?" The man says, "We are legion, for we are many." Evil spirits, demons. Religion, if you have religion, you have 4 major religions: Catholicism, Christianity, Islam, Judaism. Start with the last one, Judaism. Jews are in Israel. They call on Yahweh. Jews are actually represented with a 6-pointed star. They call it the Star of David. I'll make this relatively quick because the first video was rather long. The flag of Israel. Oh, come on, focus. Alright. Oops. It's the flag of Israel. If you don't know. Okay. Judaism. Jews. What does Scripture say about Jews? Again, right here, just what I want you to hold on to is that fact. Mark chapter 5, verse 9. He asks what the man's name is. The demons respond and say, "We are legion." Remember that part. That was the point I was trying to make. These evil spirits, the demonic spirits, call themselves legion. Religion. Legion. Legion are demonic spirits that possess the man. It said there are about 6,000 in there. My name is Legion. We are about 6,000. I don't know if you can see that. We are about 6,000, it says. Funny that it's 6,000. If you go to Revelation chapter 3, verse 9, I want to say, this is to expose the Jews. Revelation 3, verse 9. "I will make those who are in Revelation chapter 3, verse 9. I will make those who are in Satan's synagogue come and bow down at your feet and realize that I have loved you. They claim that they are Jewish, but they are lying. Other versions say, them that call themselves Jews but are not, but are liars, are of the synagogue of Satan. Jews are referenced to synagogue of Satan. They're associated with, right here in Scripture. Those that call themselves Jews but are not, but are liars, they are of the synagogue of Satan. Jews are represented by a six-pointed star. This six-pointed star six points, six equilateral triangles, which means all the triangles are equal. And in the very center of this figure, do you see it's a six-sided figure? It is a hexagon. Hex means six. This is the symbol of 666. You have 6 points, 6 triangles, and a six-sided figure in the center. How do I know this is the sign of 666? In Revelation 3:9, it says, those are of the synagogue of Satan. This is the flag of Israel. Flag of Israel. Remember, Israel, I-S space R-A space E-L is R-A-E-L because Y-A-H-W-E-H is E-L. Deity of Israel is R-A-E-L? Yes. Jews are recognized by this. Jews are associated with the synagogue of Satan in Revelation chapter 3, verse 9. This is the flag of Israel. All you have to do is go to Google and type synagogue of Satan. Because that's what it said in Scripture, synagogue of Satan. Oh, that would appear to be the same symbol. Go a little bit further down. That would appear to be the same symbol that Jewish people use. Judaism. One of the 4 major religions, I mean religion, because legion is what the demon-possessed man called themselves. They said, we're legion because we are many. 4 major religions. How do you know that all the major religions are the enemy? Judaism, represented by a 6-pointed star, which is a symbol of 666. Judaism is what worshipped Y-A-H-W-E-H, who is E-L, deity of Israel. I-S space R-A space E-L is R-A-E-L. R-A is the Egyptian sun. Sun is the light bearer, L-U-C-I-F-E-R. Judaism, Revelation 3:9 says Jews are of the synagogue of Satan. Those that call themselves Jews but are not, but are liars, they are of the synagogue of Satan. Jews of the synagogue of Satan, the flag of Israel is a 6-pointed star. 6 points, 6 triangles, 6-sided hexagon in the center. Same symbol as the synagogue of Satan. Now, Jews. You'll notice, cube. Everything has to do with the cube. Why? If you look, Satan is also known as Saturn. Oops. Like this CGI. Saturn is Satan. It's the same. Saturn is the only planet with a ring. Lord of the rings. Saturn. It's the same as Satan. Now, if you look in the center of Saturn, look at, you have a 6-sided hexagon in the center. In the center. When they see Saturn, the star, it's actually just a star. When they see it, look, a 6-sided hexagon. 6-sided hexagon. Oops. When they see the star, Saturn, Saturn is Satan. It's the same. The 6-sided in Revelation 13 verses 19, the man of the beast is 666. This is why you have the 6-sided hexagon. Now the cube is representation of this hexagon. One, like I said, the 4 religions are Judaism, Islam, Christianity, and Catholicism. Judaism is recognized as Jews. Revelation 3:9, Jews are associated with the synagogue of Satan. The synagogue of Satan is a 6-pointed star with 6 triangles with a hexagon in the center. That's the same flag as Israel. Israel is the deity of Israel is Yahweh, who is El. Deity of Israel is Rael. Ra is the sun. The sun is the light bearer. Lucifer, who Lucifer is Satan. Satan is recognized with the planet Saturn, because in the center there's this 6-sided figure. Now, that's Judaism. Now, as I said, they're recognized with the cube. All these 4 major religions are recognized with the cube. Here, you have the hexagon, okay? When you simply take this hexagon, on one side, you will have with the hexagon, you will have 6-pointed star, 6 triangles, 6-sided hexagon. On the other end, you will have a hexagon. With that same hexagon, here's that same hexagon. Do you see that 3D figure? Do you see the 3D cube? If I can make it a little bit better. That same hexagon is a 3D cube. So with Judaism, we have this. Okay. There's Judaism. With that same hexagon, we have a cube. The cube, as I said, 4 major religions. We have Judaism. I just proved Judaism is part of the synagogue of Satan. I mean, it's right there. Type in flag of Israel, type in synagogue of Satan, go to images. They're the same figures. Jews are associated with synagogue of Satan in Revelation 3:9. The next one would be Islam. That same hexagon, you can make it into a cube. Islam worships Mecca. Here's at Mecca. There's your cube. Look at how many people. Look at how many people are bowing down to this cube in Islam. So there's your Judaism, is the hexagon with 6 points. Islam is the hexagon in a 3D cube. Then you have Christianity and Catholicism. Christianity and Catholicism, again, these are all tied with the cube or the hexagon. It's the same thing. Hexagon for the 6-pointed star, 6 equilateral triangles, 6-sided hexagon. Judaism, synagogue of Satan, same. Islam is the same hexagon in a 3D figure, makes the cube. That's what they worship. So those two are intertwined. Now you have Christianity and Catholicism, and they're worshipped with a cross. Well, if you take that same cube and you just deconstruct the cube, this is what you get. If you take this side and flip it up, this side and flip it up, this side and flip it up, this flips up, and then this would be the top of the cube. If you take a 3D cube and you deconstruct a 3D cube, or if you were trying to make a cube, you would take this figure, cut it out, and then this side would get lifted up. This would be the bottom of it. Side 1, side 2, side 3, side 4, and then this would overlap onto the top of the bottom. It would make a 3D cube. This is what Christianity and Catholicism go by. They're worshipping a T. Which again, the Messiah was never hung on a T. Acts 5, verse 30, Acts 10, verse 39, Acts 13, verse 29, all says he was hung on a cross. I'm sorry, hung on a tree. Forgive me. Acts 5, verse 30, 10, verse 39, and 13, verse 29. All of the book of Acts says that the Messiah was hung on a tree. Now, crosses and crucifixion was never around when the Messiah was around. You know what actually was? What they did was something called Stauros. 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 When you look up Stauros, this is what they did to the Messiah. This is when he was hung on a tree. Look at now his hands. If you look in the fashion of his hands and feet are both overlapped. So they go, oh, well, he had holes in his hands from being on the cross like this. No, he had holes in his hands from being like this. On a tree. He was hung on a tree. Acts 5, verse 30. Acts 10, verse 39. Acts 13, verse 29. Stauros is what it's called. This is what they did to the Messiah. They hung him on a tree. They didn't put him on a cross. They didn't do no crosses back. They didn't do crucifixion back then. If you look into the etymology of crucifixion, Stauros is a Greek word for a stake or an implement of capital punishment. The Greek New Testament uses the word Stauros for the instrument of Jsuspect's crucifixion, and it is generally translated cross in Christian context, but it wasn't. You can't translate something because they didn't do crucifixion then. Stauros is the Greek word for a stake to implement capital punishment. Etymology of Stauros, straighten up or stand, which in turn comes from Proto-Indo-European root. If you look into the etymology of cross, there was no cross. In 1814, a cross from Latin crux or cross, a word of uncertain origin, sometimes said to be cognate with Irish cruach, heap Hill, and Gaulish. So there was no cross. Middle English to Old English is as late as that's as late as cross goes. So it doesn't go back to the 2023 years ago. It doesn't go back 2,000 years ago. Storus is what they did. So they put him on they hung him on a tree, not hung him by his neck, but they hung him on a tree, which means they just took a tree post, and then rather than putting him on a T, the T is a representation of Tammuz. That's all Greek worship of Tammuz, the sun worship. They put him on a storus like this with his hands back to back and his feet in the same manner, and this is how he has holes in his hands. Look, watch. They have a statue of it in the Catholic. This is what they did to the Messiah. Oh, come on. You can even see it's a tree in the background. It's a statue inside of the Vatican. This is what they did to the Messiah. This is a statue they have in the Vatican of what they used to do. This is a stone. This is a stone statue. Look, it's a Storus. Stauros. Storus is what they did to. This is how they hung him on a tree. They never put him on a cross. The cross is a representation of the T. Look at this is what they used to do to the people for capital punishment. They put him on a tree, hang him on a tree like this. Storus. They used to hang people on trees like this for capital punishment. He was never put on a T. The T is a representation of the cube. The cube is all a representation of the hexagon. The hexagon is a representation of Saturn, which is a rendition or a representation of Satan, who is the light bearer. The T is also a representation because that's a cube. The T is a representation for Tammuz, the Babylonian sun of Nimrod. It's all Nimrod worship because Nimrod was resurrected as his son. Tammuz. This is why everything has to do with a hexagon. So, again, Mark 5, verse 9, the demon-possessed man says, "We are legion." The demons, "We are legion, for we are many." Then all of a sudden you have these religions. Demon-possessed, synagogue of Satan. Satan is Saturn. Saturn in the center is a hexagon. The hexagon is a six-pointed figure with 6 points on it and 6 equilateral triangles is that of Judaism. The hexagon in a 3D figure is that of Islam. The hexagon in a 3D figure deconstructed is that of Christianity and Catholicism, representation with the T for Tammuz, who is Nimrod reborn on December 25th. Every December 25th. All praise and glory to the Most High. Tata nZambi mpungu tulendo. Kasambula nZambi mpungu. Nkembu nkembu. Nsambu ulolo. Nsambu ulolo. A shower of blessings upon Tata nZambi mpungu tulendo in the Muanda Velela in Kusua Congo Samautoko. May this message not land upon deaf ears, but may you have your eyes opened by Tata nZambi Yamazulu, Father, Creator of the heavens.